What's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the US, let me know what country you're representing. Family, I need you to smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already, after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you'll be in the loop. That's for all the people that's on YouTube. We are simulcasting with my Facebook channel. If you are not following me on Facebook, I am at Willie D Official on Facebook, and on YouTube, I am Willie D Live. Going in, fam. So, how can I say this? Have y'all watched the documentary yet? Anybody watch the documentary? Thumbs up if you watched the documentary. If you watched the documentary, thumbs up. If you watched it and you like it, give me 2 thumbs. And if you don't, give me a thumbs down. If you watch it and you liked it, give me a thumbs up and a thumbs down. And when I say if you liked it, meaning if you agree with it. If you don't agree with it, give me a thumbs down. Up and down. 2 ups if you agree, 1 up, 1 down if you don't. Now, this guy, Kamau Bell, I want to say, you know what? Let me check out something right quick, fam, because I believe I met Kamau back in the Gap. And I'm almost certain I met him. Let's see, Kamau. Yeah, I met him. Okay, so yeah. It was a long time ago. That's why I don't know why. I should have looked that up before I started the live. But yeah, I met him years ago. And, I thought he was a pretty funny dude, cool dude and everything. And, and I never had any like a problem with him, So I was kind of caught off guard that he would put himself out there like that, making a documentary about Bill Cosby, and basically, it's basically a hit piece, fam. It ain't no way around it, because overall, this is what he did. So when he put the documentary out, the way he framed it, at least the first episode, the way he framed the first episode was him basically talking about Bill Cosby. People's talking about Bill Cosby's accolades as a comedian, and how he broke so many barriers for Black stunt performers, and how he found his way in participating in the nation's sexual liberation and civil rights movement. Right? That's really what the first episode was about, right? But the underlying narrative, you could tell the tone was always, and wait a minute, it's coming, the bullshit coming. Just hold on, setting it up, so that it don't appear to be too much like it's a straight up hit piece, right? Now let me say this, fam, because you gotta always like remind people, because some people, it ain't even about reading between the lines. Some people have cognitive dissonance. They only hear what they want to hear, and then they take off. Like me right now, what I'm saying right now, they don't even know what the hell I'm really going to say. But they feel like, because they read the title, they know exactly what I'm about to say. So they already going in, and they've already framing their opinion about what they think about what I'm going to say and what they think about me or whatever. I'm talking about mainly people who don't know me, right? So if you know me, you know that I'm an advocate for victims, period. Victims of sexual assault, victims of abuse, all kinds of abuse. I'm a rider for the poor and disenfranchised. I'm a rider for the voiceless. I get down for real. Like my contributions, My community contributions are documented. Like, I've been doing this for a long time. I've been speaking at universities and prisons and and giving money and time, influence, name, all that stuff, like for over 3 decades. So I'm pretty much comfortable in the fact that damn near anybody who got something shitty to say about me can kick rocks, because they can't touch me when it comes to giving back and community service, right? Just like most of them can't touch Bill Cosby, right? So I'm an advocate for victims. I ride even for people who are, victims of this criminal justice system. I ride. I call them out all the time, and I take chances all the time. I already know what I'm saying is it's unpopular for a lot of people. Some of the blogs, they're gonna have a problem. They go in, whatever. I ain't worried about it, because like when I'm standing on truth, I'm standing on righteousness, I ain't even really tripping, right? So the thing is, this guy, Kamau, he, like I say, he framed it where, look, this is Bill Cosby. He's an icon, beloved figure, America's dad, great guy, done all this great stuff. And it's like, but I believe the women, I believe he raped those women. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to read something that he said. I'm going to read a statement that he made so that you can hear his own words, how he explained his position and why he did this documentary, why he participated in this documentary. And, for those people who feel like Bill Cosby, for some people who feel like Bill Cosby is guilty, who might have a hard time trying to reconcile Bill Cosby's alleged sexual predator behavior juxtaposed against his image as a all-American dad. That's a hard discussion, right? That's a hard discussion for those who are really fans of Bill Cosby. Of course, there are those who just believe he's guilty and won't really want to believe he's guilty and just don't like him. And then you got those who just really take any opportunity they can to destroy a black man, or even a black woman. But, the black man, they really try anything they can to destroy a black man. Any chance they get, they're going to take it. Any little chance they get, they're going to take it. And what trips me out is when the black people who sincerely believe that he did it align themselves with those type of people. I'm not saying you can't believe that he did it. It's okay. We disagree. It's okay. You can believe that he did it. That's your choice. But to align yourself with people that don't really give a damn about Bill Cosby or you, and who is just using you to help bring him down, to bring Bill Cosby down. That's what I have a problem with. I don't have a problem with people who disagree. Nobody should have a problem with me disagreeing with how they feel about it, or nobody should have a problem with me disagreeing about, or me disagreeing that Bill Cosby is that guy that they're painting him to be. I don't believe it. That's my choice. I thought in America we had a choice. Just like you start talking about this mask mandate and all this kind of stuff. I thought this was America. Like, I mean, we're gonna be a communist country. Let's get on with it. But I thought this was America, the land of the free. I didn't know it was like the land of the free just agree with me. It's cool if you agree with me. It's land of the free as long as you agree with me, as long as you side with me and you're on my team. But if you're with me, cool. But if you ain't, you everything but a child of God. This is what he said. I'm very worried about, he said he was worried about Bill Cosby, the people who is in support of Bill Cosby, the backlash he's getting, for making this docu-series, right? He said, I'm very worried about it. He said, it is a very charged situation, especially with him getting out of prison. It becomes even more charged. This is for people who grew up in Cosby's America. It is a difficult thing to talk about. I think the documentary is more nuanced than a lot of people were expecting, or a lot more complicated. I sit here and I'm still not sure how we'll come through this on the other side. He added, I believe these survivors. I wish we could just celebrate Bill Cosby, as I think we would, if at this point in his life, as somebody who had just did the good things he did. He did a lot of good things, but the story is more complicated than that. And it's not just about him. There's a lot of powerful men in show business and media who have done awful things. But as a Black person, this is the hardest one to deal with. He further explained, this whole thing was always about trying to tell a more complete version of the story so you can learn more of a complete lesson. Some people aren't as aware of all things he do. If you don't know that he integrated the stunt industry for Black performers, or if you don't know that he was a part of hiring Black people behind the camera on the Cosby Show, who still owe their start to showbiz to him, we're losing history if we don't talk about those things. I was sitting with the survivors. I think when we see them in the news, sometimes we just see them at the point where they're crying or upset, or we see them reduced to that moment. But when you sit down and talk with them, you realize they're fully functional, three-dimensional human beings. They had the thing happen to them. They had this thing happen to them that they wish didn't happen, but it doesn't define their whole life. I think that's one thing we're trying to do in here, is show these women outside of their lives and their opinions outside of their relationship to Bill Cosby or their time with Bill Cosby. The other thing is that when you start to understand how Bill Cosby was with these women, he would be working just as hard at his predation. Check this out, Brett. He would be working just as hard at his predation as he was at his career. That's a balance we try to achieve. No matter if you really agree about the survivors, no matter what you think about the survivors, there's got to be something to learn from this. Ironically, Bill Cosby was always one of our teachers who wanted us to learn and help our community. It is super painful, super troubling, and super disturbing, but we have to deal with it to make the future better, So we got to deal with it, right? We got to deal with it. No, we don't. How many people are dealing with Elvis Presley predatory nature? And I ain't even saying Bill Cosby is a predator. I'm just saying, you want to talk about what you believe. Do you believe that Elvis Presley was a predator? Do you believe that Woody Allen was a predator? Do you believe that Donald Trump was a predator? Do you believe that Jerry Lee Lewis was a predator? I could go on and on and on and on and on. There's so many. But you ain't finna see no documentaries about it. You're not finna see all of that. They're not gonna let you do that. Let me tell you something, fam. If Kamau really wanted to just do a documentary, if he just want to do something honest and have a just honest discussion, he really want to do something for the people, where the people can benefit from, let's talk about the prosecutorial violations in the justice system. You could do a documentary on that, and that could benefit everybody. Think about what I'm saying, fam. I mean, let's talk about Bill Cosby in June 2021, when the Pennsylvania State Supreme Court released him. Why? Why did they release him? Oh, they say it was a technicality, but check this out. The Chief Justice defined the Pennsylvania Montgomery County District Attorney's behavior as reprehensible. So you can say what you want to say about technicalities and stuff, right? But this is the Chief Justice. He said the DA's conduct was reprehensible. If the DA, the DA is supposed to be the main person within a particular district, region, city, state, country, whatever. The DA is supposed to be, his number one job is supposed to be to protect the public. If the number one job is supposed to be public safety. And you cannot say that you're keeping the public safe when you're compromising the integrity of the job. It starts right there. How you gonna say I'm a cop and I'm out here to serve and protect, but but if I beat a few people up that didn't deserve to be beat up, that kind of just goes with the job, and I'm still a good guy, and I'm still better than Bill Cosby or any so-called suspect that I arrest. You can't have it both ways. What I alluded to earlier about all of those guys that I named, like Elvis and the rest of them, I'm talking about being on code. See, here's the thing about some people, right? Some of the people, right? They want to be right. They just want to be right. And however they feel, they want to ride with how they feel. And, you know, and they might be right. And their feelings may be valid, right? But everything ain't for public consumption. Everything ain't to be hashed out in public. And just because you feel a certain way, don't mean you got to hop your ass on the internet or jump on TMZ or any kind of blog, get on one of these blogs and start talking about what you feel. And you know, because that's the truth. It's the truth. And that's how I feel. And, you know, that's just me, man. And I don't care what everybody else think, man. That's just me, man. And I don't care. But you wonder why, like, so we're at, I think we can all agree that, you know, on the social like scale, we're kind of like at the bottom, right? Y'all don't think it's a direct connection with how everybody else is on code and we're not? And we're at the bottom? Y'all don't understand, y'all don't think it got nothing to do with being on code? And that code ain't just buying black. That code is not just buying black. The code ain't just looking out for your family and making sure your kids are okay. The code is also protecting the image of your people. Everybody get it but us. These people, I'm gonna show you how cold. I'm gonna show you how cold white folks are in America with protecting their image. If somebody go out there and kill, a white dude go out there and kill some 50 people right now, they're gonna say it was an isolated incident. And it's gonna be big news, and they're gonna show the arrest, and you ain't gonna hear nothing else about that killer until he gets sentenced. Think about all the killers you've heard about throughout the years. They show it in the very beginning, they show them, and then you don't see nothing else. And then, boom, they show the person getting arrested, and then there might be a Lifetime movie or something like that, and then that's it. Or if it's somebody who's ingrained in pop culture or whatever, then you got a Scarface, They turn it into a big old major motion picture, and they get the best actors and the best directors and the best costume designers, you know, and the biggest studio, and they make a mass production, and they spend millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars, and they turn that killer, that gangster, into a pop icon. They make posters of them. They sell those posters and T-shirts in retail stores. They turn them into, look at Jesse James. Look how they revere Jesse James. Look how revered Scarface is. Al Capone. Look at Al Capone. They got museums and stuff, all kinds of shit dedicated to him. And you got somebody like you try to do a museum for Malcolm X, or even Martin Luther King, who was nonviolent. And watch how much hell you get, how much protest you get with people trying to stop you from building it. When you look at being on code, there's a reason why when they identify an icon or whatever, see, it's bigger than what we just think. It's bigger than just us. They protect images because they know images mean something. They know how we who are outside of that view Elvis Presley and this person and that person. They say, no, Elvis achieved a certain level of success and this and that, and it doesn't matter. We're not gonna let you taint his image. We're not gonna let you do that to Elvis Presley. But they'll do it to Michael Jackson in a heartbeat, and they'll get Oprah Winfrey to help them. They'll do it to R. Kelly in a heartbeat. I'm not even saying that they're innocent. I don't know if they're innocent or guilty. Well, I think, Kelly's situation might have been a little guilty about something, but I don't know. We all have opinions about what we think happened. I heard somebody say that Bill Cosby was guilty because he said he was guilty. I heard the full context of Bill Cosby making the comments about Spanish Fly, using Spanish Fly. And that wasn't even a real thing. It was folklore. It was something that he was talking about how, I think he said some guy from Italy or whatever started talking about Spanish Fly. And when he was little, he was talking about some kid was 13 started talking about Spanish Fly, and they started rumoring Spanish Fly, and it wasn't even something that really worked or whatever. It was just like an aphrodisiac, a supposed aphrodisiac, but it didn't really work, but people talked about it and used it. So because it helped people make money. Now that's what I saw when I watched the whole, his whole spiel when he talked about that joke, when I watched the joke in its entirety. So, but this is what tripped me out though. This really trips me out. Okay, I get it. You think Bill Cosby guilty. I get it. You believe he's guilty. But why are Black people madder than everybody else? Not all. I'm just saying, why are some Black people just hate? Yeah, I hate them. He kill him. He that nigga dead. Da 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 da. Like, if you really loved him that much, and he hurt you, he disappointed you. If you really loved him like a father figure, an uncle, a family member, that's the way you treat your family member. I'm saying, if that person was accused of something like that. This the person that you love so much, a person that you just held in high regard, and that person went through a rough patch. And I'm saying they don't even have proof the man did this stuff. They ain't got no proof. They ain't got no proof. But let's say it was a family member that you say you really love, like you claiming you love Bill Cosby before you heard about the allegations. That's the way you treat them. If they go through something, they go through a rough patch and they get down on their luck. That's how you do them, huh? Kick them when they down, huh? That's the way you do them. Now I can understand if you never liked Bill Cosby at all. You never liked him at all. You ain't got no love for him at all. And you identified him as an enemy from day one. And here's your chance to kick him while he's down. Hey, man, I can understand that. I can understand that. I'd be against it because it would not be about being on code, but I can understand that. But what I don't understand is the ones who saying, well, you know, I love Bill Cosby and he was such a great guy. And man, Bill Cosby this, Bill Cosby that, and Bill Cosby, man, that. And but after he did that, man, oh hell no, he got to die. He got to rot in prison. That nigga, rat, get him. That's the part I don't understand. And the people who raising the most hell are blacks. Y'all don't see the correlation there with not being on code and being at the bottom? Being at the bottom of the social ladder? Y'all don't get that? Y'all don't see the correlation? A lot of these people that I'm looking at too, they appear to be educated people. They got a lot to say about Bill Cosby. I'm like, wow. They got more venom for Bill Cosby than they got for police officers, for Donald Trump. When Donald Trump was saying all these things that he was saying that was flaming the fires for racial division. I didn't see them that passionate about that. Where's that energy? And listen, fam, when it first went down, just to add some additional context, when it first went down, I was one of the first people that said, man, all them women can't be lying. That kid can't be lying. That's a lot of women. And then I thought about it. I was like, man, they've had dozens and dozens of women lie before on certain people when they don't want them, when they want to imprison somebody, when they want to take somebody down. Man, they can bring in hundreds of witnesses. You see that many witnesses, you be like, man, they got to be telling the truth. They can't be lying. Man, we got an entire nation who lied on us. I'm talking about black folks. We got an entire nation that lied on us, telling people we savages so that they could be able to get away with doing all the disrespectful things that they did to us as a people. In order to get away with it, they had to ruin our image. They had to tarnish our image in order to get away with it. So they made us look like savages. And that way, the people on our side who don't know us, who didn't have no relationship, they could say, well, they must have deserved it, because that's what they saying about him. This is what they saying about him. And look how they look in the news. And even in the headline, all of them was in on it. The media was in on it. All the media was in on it. All mainstream media, all even local papers, all of them was in on the hit. All of them contributed. ABC, NBC, CBS, all your major magazines, Houston Chronicle, New York Post, Washington Post, LA Times, all of them contributed to spreading that negativity about black people's image. All of them contributed. All of them. Negro rapes white woman. They show a picture of a black man like, wow. And now, black men just get accused of something. Everybody like, hell, we gotta protect the community. When we know crime is about proximity. So we already know most black people ain't around white people, especially back in those days. But somehow, some way, the black man was the rapist. Come on, fam. You know how easy it was to get away with crime back then? And even to this day, how easy it still is in some places. Just say, black man did it. So initially, when it went down, I was like, yeah, he couldn't, they all can't be lying. Then I caught myself. And I went back and I deleted the video that I made about it. And I put out a statement. Like, hold on, man. I caught myself like, whoa. I'm acting. I gotta remember where I am. And I gotta remember how they use black people to bring down black people they don't like. Let me tell you something, fam, that I know for a fact. If you are ever doing something to improve the conditions of black people, and that don't matter what race you are, if you're doing something to improve the conditions of black people, if you're doing something to help black people, you're going to become a target. If you're doing something to make black people more aware, help black people get money, whatever, at some point, you're going to become a target. Because that's the last thing a lot of these uncivilized mutts who are in high positions want. Do y'all really think America care about rape victims? Come on, man. Come on now. America, this whole country thrives on rape, sexual assault, taking advantage of the weak. This is what this country does. This is how they got over for all of those years. Rape. This is a rapist country. That's what it is. Donald Trump got accused of raping like 7 or 8 women. And he still got over 50% of the votes from women. So you got women who really ain't serious about victims of rape, protecting victims of rape. What you have here, family, is people who are picking and choosing when they want to be outraged about rape, who they want to bring down when it comes to accusations of rape. They almost got me. I was like, hold on, wait a minute, man. I'm acting like the rest of these fools, man. I had to, wait a minute, I bumped my brakes. And again, fam, I'm not even saying that I believe or don't believe. I'm saying I don't know. And I'm not going, and even if I did know, I'm not helping them bring down a black man, a national treasure, in regards to black people, an icon. I ain't helping them. You can do it if you want to do it. I ain't built like that. I'm going to stay on code, and I don't give a damn who don't like it. And in the same breath, if I feel like, if I find out somebody did this or that or whatever, and I feel like they're wrong, I'm just ain't gonna mess with them. But why do I gotta go out if I feel like some black dude who was all this and all that, and I thought he was a great guy, if I had a friend who was a celebrity or what, even if I had a friend and he was this big time celebrity, and then I found out he did this or he did that, and I believe that he did it, I'm not finna make no damn documentary about that shit. I ain't finna participate in that. And you can say what you want to about this balance thing, but ain't no balance in it, because when you put that, if you really want to just have a discussion about Bill Cosby, and you really want to talk about all the good things that he did, you just talk about the good stuff he did. You wouldn't talk about, set it up and say, oh, he did this, he did that, because we know he did a lot of great things. We ain't have to watch the documentary to know that. You can look that up. But he did this, he did that, he did that. Okay, but he's a rapist. That's a hit piece, man. That's a hit piece. Ain't no way around it. I wouldn't have participated in the shit. And what the people at Showtime did was found another black man, another black person to do their bidding, to bring down another black person. Not a black person who is universally loved by black people, because everybody got enemies, but I would dare say most black people are fans of Bill Cosby to this day. Most black people still support Bill Cosby to this day. I'll just say the overwhelming majority of black people still believe that Bill got a bad deal. So with that alone would make me pump my brakes. And I'm gonna tell you something else. The very same people who own that high horse, who's sitting around thinking that it's cool to attack Bill Cosby and put them hit pieces out on Bill Cosby, their time is coming. I can guarantee you that. Just like Bill Cosby time came, because Bill Cosby was on his high horse, remember? I was hot at Bill Cosby for that. And keep in mind, fam, this is a person who kind of stepped back from Bill Cosby when Bill Cosby started making the comments about pull your pants up. Now, my pants was already up, but I saw it as an attack on the black. I saw it as an indictment against our youth. That ain't the way to reach the youth. If you want to reach the youth, you don't come at the youth condescending. You don't come at the youth like, oh, I did some great things in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and in the 90s, so I get to talk shit about you. That ain't the way you reach the youth. Nobody's going to respond to that positively. That ain't how you get to the youth. So when he did it, I was turned off by it. I was like, yeah. So that's really one of the reasons why I initially made the video that I made against Bill Cosby. But after I watched the video, I stepped back and I thought about it. And I wasn't even getting attacked for my views. But I thought about it myself and I was like, whoa, pump my brake. Hold on, whoa. I'm not helping these motherfuckers. I ain't helping them bring Bill Cosby down. You want to bring him down, but I ain't finna help you. Going into the comments. Brighton BGT, what up? Said all the women changed their story. See, people don't care about that though. That's one thing I learned, like when it comes to public opinion, when people are for something, they're for it. When they're against it, they're against it. So it don't matter what the facts are. It don't matter that those women changed their stories. They're going to figure out a way. Well, that's because they was intimidated. But they wasn't intimidated enough to not get on the stand in the first place. And remember, Constant, that chick, she took the money. Remember? She took the money. Agreed not to testify, not to pursue Bill Cosby criminally or any other way. And then she came right back around after she collected the money, went shopping, ate at some fine restaurants, probably went on vacation, enjoying the money that Bill Cosby gave her. And then she came, when the prosecutors came at her, she went and said, okay, yeah, I'll testify against her. But y'all gonna believe her. See, people believe when it's convenient, they'll believe her. But in a court of law, a lawyer would say, well, was you lying when you said that you wasn't going to testify? Was you lying? I mean, are you lying now? Or was you lying then or are you lying now? I wouldn't believe her. I wouldn't trust the DA either. You can't trust the DA. You can't trust the first witness, the primary witness. You got women jumping on the stand, going back and forth, changing their stories up. But none of that count because you believe he did it. Come on, fam. No love. Put all that stuff down, man. I'm finna bring you in. What's up, King? Hold on, where your volume?
What's happening, man?
There you go.
I'm up here trying to chicken up, baby. Just
I
listen
see
to
you.
you
I see
preach.
you. I see you. How you feel?
I'm feeling good. How about yourself?
Hey man, I can't complain. It ain't my style.
Yes,
What's,
sir.
what-
Yes, sir.
what's your thoughts on this Bill Cosby situation?
Man, I think that they went with it. If he did it, man, they went with it. That's real talk. I mean, he ain't gonna do nothing like that, man. I mean, I grew up on Bill Cosby. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
right.
So, I mean, I'm still eating pudding pops. You feel me?
Huh.
So
Hey,
yeah,
it ain't nothing wrong with that because that's your belief. That's what you
yeah,
believe.
yes,
And in America, we all got a right to have an opinion, and we all got a right to freedom of speech and to
yes,
believe
sir.
what we want to believe. You know,
Like you said, no evidence. So I mean, until you show me something, I ain't gonna believe nothing.
there it is. I appreciate you, King. What kind of chicken is that, man?
Man, this is baked fried chicken, man. I baked it and then fried it.
Oh, damn, dog! You had them and then you let them go.
I
You
wish you
baked
could
it.
taste it though. I'm telling you, you see
Oh
me
man,
turn it up, baby.
it sound good, boy. But once I get to that bake, man, I would have stuck to it.
Yes, sir, man. It ain't
Yeah.
fried in. I mean, in flour, was fried in grease, baby.
You know what? I heard that those air
In the
fryers
deep.
are good things to do to
Oh
use.
yeah, it's good for
You
your
got
body,
air?
man. Man, that's
You have
all.
an
Yeah,
air fryer?
yeah,
Get rid of
definitely.
all that grease.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Definitely.
Okay.
Preach, man.
All right.
Preach.
All right,
I'm
King.
right here. All
All
right.
right. Yeah. Uh, let me give y'all the link if y'all want to jump into the live. Okay. Um, what's up, Riz B? Victoria Alvin. What's up, Victoria? Tanya Brooks. I just blocked the troll. Let that go. Let that let that be a lesson to the rest of you trolls out there. I just blocked the troll. And you know why I did it? Uh, because trolls are hoes. That's right. And they don't get no action over here. I treat them like everybody else in their life treat them. I dismiss them. I ignore them. I embarrass them. I disrespect them. I give them exactly what they need. We ain't gonna have that foolishness over here. If you want to come over here, you got an opinion. Your opinion don't have to align with mine. You can say what you want to say, long as you're respectful. It's good. I'm cool with it, and I think that's what we need anyway. More public discourse. You know, like more civil discourse, not public discourse, but civil discourse. What's up, Miss Sean? Who we got here? Who is this?
Oh,
Still. What's that? What is that? Still I rise.
still a
What's
rise 80.
What's up, King? Still I rise 80. What's up, King?
I'm doing very well, Willie. Hey man, it's a pleasure talking to you, man. For real,
Likewise.
I'm a big fan of your music, you know, Scarface and the Ghetto Boys, you know.
Yeah.
A big fan of you guys, man, for real.
Yeah, I
It's a
appreciate
pleasure.
it, King. Appreciate it. You got something to speak on this Bill Cosby situation?
Yes, definitely, man. I believe you know, the way everything played out, you can definitely see there was a hand, right? Um moving this thing in a certain direction, and was
Hidden
definitely
hand,
trying
huh?
to Yeah, you know,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was something because every time, and this happens over and over. Every time it's like you know, if someone is targeted, all of a sudden, all of these women get together and come to the forefront and trying to, with the same narrative over and over. And but I do think that Bill Cosby, um, when those things were happening, you know, I do think that it was a different era that he was living in. You know, that was a normalized behavior. Him growing up. You know, we talking about in his late 20s or in the era of in the 60s where it was all hippie like and experimenting with drugs and all of these things. That was a natural thing. It was so normalized that he even felt comfortable to go on the TV show and talk about it openly, right? And he did that, talking about the Spanish Fly and whatnot, and they laughed about it on what's the guy named the TV show he went on? What's the dude's name?
I forgot the dude's name. I mean, I didn't really pay attention to it really,
Is it
but
Letterman?
I just paid attention to Bill Cosby's side.
Got you. Okay, yeah. So so it was a normalized behavior, So the fact that you know, fast forward, they use that against them, and it's just crazy. But I'm glad that he's out of jail, and that he didn't really uh met his demise in prison, and also just so you can tell that there was a thing with him. While the COVID was going on, it was a lot of inmates that was released from prison. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right?
of COVID, and he tried. I think he tried to apply to get released, and they didn't even allow him to get released due to COVID. And he was old. Like this man is old, is going blind, and they should have
Mhm.
definitely cut him some slack there. But
Yeah,
yeah, I'm just glad he's out of jail, and that he can, spend his last years and with his wife and at home with his loved ones. Um,
absolutely. Well, I appreciate you chiming in, King. Still I
Definitely, man.
rise. Hey,
Hey, Willie, man, I'm gonna say this, bro. I'm a big fan of you, man. I want you to keep your head up, bro. I want you to keep speaking truth. I want you to just be a stand-up dude that you are, man. I listen to your live. I love you, brother. I think you're a great human being. You're a great man, and and just many blessings your way to you and your loved ones and your entire family, man. Much love, brother.
appreciate you, King. Thank you.
So,
All right, you too. All right, fam, we're gonna go with Robert. Let's see what Rob talking about. What's up, Rob?
Bill,
What's
how you
up? What's up?
doing,
What's
brother?
up, King?
I feel good, man. Just want to give a special shout out to you for allowing me in. Uh, my thoughts on this whole thing was you touched on a lot of great points. He was, first of all, he was prosecuted in the court of public opinion. That was the first thing first. He never really had a actual he never really had an actual trial, and they was bringing in all of these different women from, they were just going and pick these women up because it was a show that Boyce Watkins did. Shout out to Boyce Watkins. I don't know if you've seen that particular. Yeah, I don't know if you've seen that particular podcast, but he did a podcast with I think this was Bill Cosby's I want to say his public I don't think he was a lawyer. He was like a publicist or something. He was like Bill Cosby's own personal publicist. And
Okay.
he did an incredible interview with Boyce Watkins some months back, and he exposed a lot of those things. When you get a chance, go back and watch. You may have to type it in, but he
Okay.
made a lot of great points, because even if Bill Cosby did something, he never had a trial. And me personally, I don't believe he done it. I believe he might have did some things that was inappropriate. However, he never had a trial. He never had a chance to even speak for himself, other than he had did some things behind the scenes where he had answered some questions, because the interview that Boyce did with the publicist, he exposed all of that. He exposed all that in the I forget what they call it when you have those conversations behind the scenes and they have everything documented. I can't think of the name of it right now, but they never took these things to court. So my thing is, if we not on code, see, if we was on code, we would have had a chance to kind of slice this thing in half a little bit. You understand where I'm coming from? Would have had a chance to kind of derail them with all the mess that they had going on in the public. See, this was all in the public, and everybody was just judging him right off the bat, and they locked him up. Because see, if this was a normal guy like me, I'd probably still be in there. Yeah. So fortunately for Cosby, he had
the means to exonerate him.
Oh yeah, and I feel like he was done wrong on that level. Yeah. However, the overall point is we have to stay on code as black folk. We have to stay on code.
You know, some black people hear you say get on code, and they be like, well, if I got to be on that, do that to get on code, I don't want to be on code. Everybody else get it. You can even see, you know, a lot of times you can see other people like beefing. You know, you could tell like certain politicians or whatever of certain ethnicities, you know, you could tell they don't really like this person or they don't agree with this person, whatever, but they hop on code.
Yeah.
Get on code because they got the same, ultimately they got the same objective.
Yeah, they've been waiting to release it. Yeah, they've been waiting for that moment. Like you said early in the show, they've been waiting. They just been sitting around waiting for something. You just have some people that just wait for stuff to happen.
And they'll take it anyway. Let me tell you something, man. The bottom line is this, bro. We're like, in this country, we're targeted. Not just the black man, but you know, if you can get the black man, you got the rest of the family. But if you can, we're targeted for failure in this country. And so if you can get the black man, knock him down, then the rest of the house is wide open and to be raped and pillaged. You know, so Bill Cosby represents a black powerful man with means, and if they can, the idea is to take down as many of those kinds as possible. This is why they don't like LeBron. If LeBron wasn't black, LeBron be all right with them.
Oh yeah.
LeBron got the same kind of attitude a lot of them got, but he got that different kind of skin color, so they want to put him in his place.
Oh like,
know your place. You better be glad we letting you be free, even though we really wish we could have slaves again. But you're free, so keep it cool, man, and take this money and shut up. One of the biggest problems that we have, man, is that we're operating under a system of oppression, and we're being targeted by our own government for failure. So, and a lot of us don't really have to go, but a lot of us go. We put ourselves in a position where, or some of us may not have, but we're in a position where we have to, or we feel obligated to go to them to get a job or whatever for employment.
Right.
And so you can get a quick job, you can get a quick check if you can bring me a project, or if you can do this project to cut down this black brother or this black sister. I'll give you this check, man. Hey, how much you want? How much? How much?
Yeah.
Man, they'll stroke the check real fast, man. If you play the game, and so you got people that's playing the game like Barkley and your Stephen A. Smiths and your Steve Harveys and all these type of people. You know, your Leslie Joneses. You know, all of your Candace Owens and all these types. You know, they're playing the game to get to the money, but they're only being used. They're only being used to throw us under the bus, and they only have a serious social opinion when it involves going after a black person.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
they don't really have these hard-nosed opinions and shit and these stances when you start talking about somebody other than black.
Right, because that made me think about that made me think like we don't, these people can't do it by themselves, and they know this. So they have to go and get those who they can manipulate into fighting their own, because we really, as a collective, we don't have no friends. Because at the end of the day, when it's time to fight, when it's time to go down, everybody gonna have to pick a side.
Yeah,
everybody gonna have
really, if you really think about it, there really ain't any races that have any race ethnicities that have friends. Everybody, if it come right down to it, gonna pick a side, and that's only one side. You ain't gonna have no choice. You can be over there talking about, no, I'm with y'all, I love you. Pow, get your ass out of here. Pow.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? If it come down to that, that's how it's gonna be. So, but our issue is that we got so many people that ain't got no backbone, and they've been indoctrinated and they've been programmed to take the money and throw black people under the bus because they feel like that it's not going to be any major repercussions. But listen, Bob, I appreciate you for jumping on, man. Let me take another call.
Brother.
All right.
Appreciate you.
My man.
Yeah.
What's up, Reg? Reg, you there? I got you. What's up?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I hear you.
All right. Man, check out this website. What is it? NewNation.org. It's a website where it's dedicated towards us, for those people, and it's just something to look at, check out, and get you some more insight. And this whole thing about how they trying to make us look is the truth. That's why they put out certain images and certain narratives towards black people that they don't do to other people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not right, because you see how they got paid people to jump around and influence children of this behavior that you don't see them doing it to their own.
Right.
And then with this Bill Cosby thing, we know what that is. It's a game. He making money. They wanted to pull his show from royalty check stop. That's what they do. They stop your money and they put you in a chokehold to make you look stupid and make you look foolish as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pitiful how they trying to influence everything. And then when you look at the other side, it's not happening. How is it that they 90%, we 13%, but we overfill the penitentiaries? That don't make sense. The numbers ain't right. So that's just my stance on it.
I appreciate you, Reg. My man. Zone 86, 864 TV. What's up, King?
What's going on, Willie? Good evening. How you doing?
Hey, I can't call it. I might spoil it.
Thank you for bringing me on. I'm a little late to the live. Can you hear me?
I hear you clearly.
Okay, cool. So I understand, like, there's a documentary out about Bill Cosby.
Yeah. So W. Kamau Bell, a comedian, made a video, made a docu-series about Bill Cosby and his rise and fall, fall from grace. And so the way he framed it was like he framed this dichotomy of Bill being this guy that everybody love and respect and adore, and he's this accomplished guy, to also being a sexual predator. And basically it's a hit piece, because why else would you tell that story? Why else? It's either a hit piece or it ain't, right? You can't say that, I'm making this because I want to be fair and balanced, and we just need to have a discussion. We're gonna have a discussion, but you're not being objective. You see what I'm saying? You're saying that you believe he did it. You believe the women. So obviously it's going to be, the narrative is going to be swayed in a way that persecutes Bill Cosby, right? So that's what it's
Right.
about. And my stance is get on code. I'm not going to help you bring down another black man that I believe actually is for the black community. You
Right.
dig what I'm saying? You know, and look, ain't none of us perfect, right? And I'm not making any excuses. I'm just saying, ain't none of us perfect. We've all sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. And whatever Bill Cosby may have done, I still just don't believe that Bill Cosby just run around here and done such, taking advantage of 60-something women. And it would actually be more than that, because a lot of rape victims do not come forward. So I just don't believe that would really be the case. Knowing Bill Cosby's reputation and the reputation of the United States judicial system, I believe Bill Cosby I would give Bill Cosby the benefit of doubt before I would give the U.S. judicial system the benefit of doubt. That's what I would do. So that's what we are.
Absolutely. I definitely agree. I'm a younger man, 33, and it's just it's so weird because the way that I was brought up, we ride for those who ride for us, and similar to Bill Cosby, I grew up listening to R. Kelly. My step pops, that was his guy. So when the whole R. Kelly situation happened, and I'm saying everybody that used to listen to R. Kelly, I'm like, wow, like everybody was dancing to his songs, singing his songs. The same people also were raised on Bill Cosby, grew up watching Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby was, a part of their household. And so it just amazed me at how quickly people turn and would turn on those that they supported as soon as the hammer comes down on them. And obviously with Bill Cosby, it's mob justice, and we got to figure out a way as a society on how to deal with that. We got to look into changing the legislation, because I don't think it's fair if you're partying with a guy in the 60s and 70s, and then next thing you know, 40 years later, you're in tough times, a pandemic happens, and now you want to try to, hit his number. Now you want to try to see how many dimes you can collect. Now you want to try to see, which newspaper can pay you for an exclusive. It's totally unfair. It's just like child support laws in this country. Those laws got to be changed. We need a major reform when it comes to, like you say, the judicial system and how things are administrated in this country. It's ridiculous. This man was what in his how old is Bill Cosby? 90, 89?
No, Bill Cosby's 80 something. I don't know. I think he's like somewhere in the neighborhood of 86, 80, 87.
Well, let's just say that
84.
Okay. Bill Cosby could be any one of our grandfathers. And so let's just say all of a sudden they go digging in his past and they find something that they really don't have any valid proof on, but they have, they say that they have probable cause. Bill Cosby could be any one of our grandfathers or great grandfathers. The way that I look at it, just because he's a celebrity, he's still a black man. And so I think that when things happen like this, we can't just take it with a grain of salt. We have to look at it seriously. We have to look at it like it's our uncle, like it's our grandfather, like it's our great grandfather. And basically what they did is they sentenced him and they were hoping that he would die off. They basically gave him a death sentence. But if it's anything that we can learn from Bill Cosby,
Zone, look here, for clarity, for complete clarity.
Yeah.
Bill Cosby could be our grandfather, uncle, fathers, whatever. But if Bill Cosby really is a sexual predator, then Bill Cosby should be punished.
Agreed.
I'm just saying, I'm not going to help them.
Right.
I'm not going to help. If he is, and I'm saying my point is that I don't even know if he is or not. I'm just saying I'm not going to help them because guess what? I understand like they understand. When you have somebody that's elevated to iconic status in a particular group, whether that person is innocent, guilty, or whatever, that person still is going to be a symbol of that group. Other people outside of that group are still going to look at that person and go, yeah, that's them. He with them. He wanted he with them over there, right? And then and he's still going to have a certain amount of influence on people within that group, even if he did do what they claim he did. There is a number of young Black kids that are growing up, that's coming up, that wants to follow in the path of his success, as his career success, that are going to be inspired by Bill Cosby. They don't want that. I understand that that exists. Therefore, I'm not going to help them destroy who Bill Cosby is to other people who aspire to follow his career path. Not him as on a personal level, but I understand symbolically what he means to people who look like him and what he means to people who don't look like him, who will take every opportunity in the world to destroy a Black man if they get that chance. Appreciate you, Zone.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Peace.
Kerry, where you at, man?
How you doing, man?
What's up, King?
Yeah, the Bill Cosby thing. It always strikes me that they went hard on Bill Cosby with guys like Brian Singer and the other guy they let run loose. He the one that was out there molesting boys and shit. And excuse my language too, because I'm gonna make sure. I'm trying to think his name, but the thing about Bill Cosby is they can't have a positive Black man showing his face like that. You know what I'm saying? So they had to put him as the poster child of being a predator. They had to, because all them white guys were getting screwed over, getting messed up, getting caught with evidence. They're like, oh crap, we gotta do something about this, because we can't have this the face of being a predator, because people gonna start being afraid of us. So we gotta do something about this.
Kenrick, how many people do you believe that voted for Donald Trump that hate Bill Cosby's guts?
Well, my guess.
I say
this is my guess.
Yeah, I say this to say that it's a personal thing. It's personal.
Oh, it's more that.
Because if it was really about protecting victims of sexual assault,
correct,
you wouldn't have had all those women going to vote for Donald Trump, and you wouldn't have some of those.
Exactly.
You wouldn't have those prosecutors voting for Donald Trump. Those cops.
Exactly.
Voting for Donald Trump.
Exactly. You nailed it.
It's not about victims of sexual assault. It's not
about
victims of sexual assault. If it was, they would start with Black women. If you want to talk
nailed it.
Of sexual assault, you start with Black women. And then you go to Black girls, being Black boys and Black men, because these throw down on civilized mutts.
Thank you.
Sticking their thing in anything that had a hole.
Thank you. But don't want to talk about this.
Victims of sexual assault. And that's all I'm saying is how people align with that, like aligning themselves with them, like, yo, like somehow, oh yeah, we got a common enemy. Bill Cosby is our enemy. Yeah, man, I don't like him either. No. Yeah, let's get him. They think somehow that's honorable.
They think somehow they're gonna align them with them, even though they ain't give a rat ass about them. Only thing they want to make you a fool, make you a fool out, making you a fool. You feel what I'm saying? They one of those guys like on the W Bell guy, whatever his name is. They want to use him as a tool. And as a tool, they want to put him out there saying, see, look, other black men against Bill Cosby too. But at the same time, they use him as a tool just to convict this man, or either if they can't convict him, they'll mess up his name, mess up his image. They want to make sure his image is destroyed to show that black men are dangerous, black men are predators, black men are some of the most worst human beings.
Yeah.
Without no context behind it.
That's right.
But
Kim, appreciate you jumping on, baby boy. Thank you, man.
All right.
All right. Alpha, love you. Where you at?
I'm here.
Hey, what's up, Queen? Look, hey, look.
How are you?
I just want to say, Kenricky had a very, very good point, man, and I appreciate you. You know, I appreciate you making that point. How, you know, that they don't care. The only reason why they're. Let me tell you something. If I was Kamau Bell and I felt passionate about Bill Cosby having done that, if I felt strongly that he really did what they're accusing him of doing, and they had come to me with the idea, maybe he came with the idea. If I had the idea to do something like that, I would go like, damn, ooh, that'd be a good ass docuseries if I did that. Ooh, I could really go down that. I could really go down that rabbit hole. I could really make something happen. Hold on a second. We got some feedback here. Somebody. I think that's on your end.
Okay, I'll fix it.
You got some typing or something going on over there? But yeah, hold on, we getting too much feedback. Man.
Is that better?
Are you typing?
No, that was way earlier. I don't know.
It sounds like some typing or something. But if I was Kamau and I had this brilliant idea to have a discussion about Bill Cosby, I wouldn't have done it on PBS or Netflix, none of that. I wouldn't have went to none of that. I wouldn't have done none of that because I already know ain't no way you can have that discussion without it coming off as a hit piece. I wouldn't have even done it. You can't pay me enough money to do it. I wouldn't have done it. If they would have came to me with it, but they already know. Don't come to me with that shit. They already know it wouldn't have happened with me. But I may have, if I felt passionate about it, because I'm always being creative and stuff, coming up with ideas and stuff. If I would have had an idea to do a docu-series like that, I wouldn't have done it. I would have just said, you know what, I'm not going to do it because I understand the implications. I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have helped him. I wouldn't have helped him in no shape, form, or fashion. But what say you, Alpha? Love you?
Oh, he was just trying to get that bag. That's all that was about. And that's sad that happens like that. I find it odd that they ain't say nothing about what's the Weinstein dude. They was trying to cover that up hard.
Mm-hmm. Well, they eventually got
him the same way.
Yeah, they got him. Eventually, they got him though, and they still
did,
got him.
But they still didn't give the same treatment. It's always double standard. It's like they go after the black men harder than anybody, far as I'm concerned. That's why when it first came out, I was like, you got to be kidding me. It was in the middle of Jim Crow and everything else. And you mean to tell me these white women didn't say nothing? Please miss me with it.
Right. Yeah, miss me. Talking about they were afraid to say something.
They won't.
You could take
they was up in Bill Cosby's face trying to get on the film.
Exactly.
Doing strange things for some change.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I don't. That's the problem that I have with that. I don't buy the whole Bill Cosby was so powerful that they didn't want to say nothing. Now, if there was a
You
whole bunch of,
already know these females be out here trying to do something strange for some change. Come
yeah,
on, man.
but yeah, that's true. But at the same time, you know, I don't want to, you know, be dismissive of the females who do go through that, because, like I said, this is a rape nation. There's a lot of rape that goes on in this country. I would dare say at least half the women in this country are going to be a victim of some form of sexual assault
It is, but
in
if
their
we
lifetime.
gotta raise our little girls to do better, like I tell my daughter off the rip, do not be around no men in private places. Always be in public places, public situations.
Right, right.
You gotta
But
carry yourself a certain way.
right,
But
but
when
that's
you
true.
put
But here's the flip side of that coin. At some point, the woman has to be in a private place with that guy, because a woman who's interested in men, a girl who's interested in boys, you know, are going to have those private moments at some point.
that's cool, but also teach your daughter how to defend herself. My daughter, a black belt, got a taser, and I done took her to the gun range. We ain't playing over here.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
gotta train these little girls to protect themselves, because the reality is you got jerks out there.
Yeah.
So you gotta train your little girls to know better. Cause I know listen, I taught my daughter from 5 all the way till she could understand a certain way you're supposed to carry yourself. Period. Because regardless of the fact, we already know there's some pervs out here. Let's not play games. Let's not be fake about it. You got perverts out there. We as women know what we deal with. I feel bad that the women got victimized or whatever, but you should have said something from the beginning.
Well, allegedly got victimized. Allegedly.
That be true too. Either way it go, I look at it like this: it's still on their responsibility to address it the proper manner.
Right.
You know, and for me, white women got more protection than black women. There's still women out here missing, man. You got a woman who went on a date. Her family said that they ain't even never done drugs. She ain't never done drugs, but she turned up dead.
Yeah.
You know, you got all these black women that come up missing, all kinds of stuff. You know, most of these white women are protected. They say something, they get newscasts, all that stuff. So therefore, it's like, regardless of how you look at it, they had more protection than anyone else, period. Hands down. That's my opinion. That's my take with it.
Thank you, Alpha Love. Appreciate you.
All right. Thank you. And I'm a fan too.
Absolutely.
Keep it rolling. You need to drop another coon song. I got a beat for you.
All right. In a minute. Send it to my email. Yeah. Yeah, I appreciate that. Don P, you up next. Hold on a second. Yeah, so let's see what we got over here. We got Jerry Lee Lewis married his first cousin and she was only 13. Y'all know how it go, fam. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, fam. It's a double standard. We know the double standard is serious. And this is why I can't support this foolishness. You know, like you look at Hugh Hefner. They finally doing some documentary about Hugh Hefner, but you know, Hugh is he one of them dudes who, the dude started a porno magazine, had women busting it wide open, and then spin the narrative that it was tasteful. So you had all kinds of women, movie stars and you know, business women, all kinds of women just getting to the pages of his magazines, busting it open and saying that it was tasteful. But let a black man would have tried something like that. The first day, talking about a porn magazine, the first day. In fact, when he formed the LLC, they were like, well, hold on, Playboy, what the hell is this? What the hell is this? Playboy? You better be playing, boy. That shit would have never happened. And then you got people acting like going around acting like, oh, it's just about right and wrong. Well, that doesn't matter. If he did it, he did it. He did it. Come on, man. Don P, where you at?
Big Willie Style.
What's
What's
up,
going
man?
on, baby boy?
What's up?
Hey, you know what? I'm glad you brought that up and you put that in there, because I was gonna mention that and give a little more detail and bring it around to the conversation in which we're having.
What was that? What specifically you're talking about?
You have to.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Bill Cosby, as we all know, was a very established black man, successful black man in this country, and that's what they can't stand. This is a country that was built by rapists, thieves, murderers, and everything else. The black man
where it was supervised by rapists, thieves, and murderers and everything else. We built it. We built
it too.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't. When I say built, I meant, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They came over here and took charge. We built everything. We know that. We built everything. So we know that is. And they shown us historically, every time a black man rises above them, they're going to get that nigga, or they're going to get them niggas. That's why they drop bombs on our communities and all this other stuff. I didn't want to go into that. I want to stay on Bill Cosby. Raccoon Bell. It serves his ass right that as soon as they got it in the can, that Bill got released and exonerated on all counts. Serves his ass right. You got the sound like Roland Martin. But the other thing was, yes, he did it for the bag. No, he's not B1. Yes, when it comes down, he's gonna be on the side of them niggas we're going to kill first. And he just bought and paid for, man. Him and his white wife bought and paid for. Now, on the old nasty ass, in the article I was reading about the documentary that they did on Hugh Hefner.
Can you turn your mute your YouTube? I think can you see?
Oh, okay.
Muted.
Yeah. Let me kill it. I'm not seeing YouTube, really. I'm not seeing the YouTube.
Whatever your device you own, mute your device. I mean, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. But I think your can you close the tabs? Are you on a computer or something? Because I'm getting a lot. Yeah, close all the tabs except the one that you're on.
Okay.
Got everything open, huh?
Oh man, it's a work computer. So it's like trying to get that bag myself. But not trying to hurt nobody, not trying to hurt nobody in the process.
Right.
But yeah, man, in this article with Hugh Hefner, this man, how is it now?
Go ahead, let's try to power through it. Go ahead.
Okay. This man was doing some of everything. They was up there doing what the white man do. And it don't matter with who, because we see from Jeffrey Epstein and all them. But this one woman, she said that she would not bring her dog around him again because while he watching them have sex, he doing the dog.
Who?
Hef.
Oh, I did hear something like that about Hefner. Man, yeah, I did hear that.
Come on, man. How nasty are these people?
Yeah.
And they want to talk about Bill. Now, we can keep it a solid 100. Of course. Every opportunity to take the spotlight off the white man and put it on the black man, they're going to do that. So what did they do? They put Bill in the documentary too. With a picture of him and Hef.
Uh-huh.
Ain't that some bullshit?
Hey, that's for balance. That's for balance.
Both sides of the argument, right?
Gotta have balance.
But see, Willie, you know, you and I both are O's from the entertainment industry. You was on stage and I was behind. And, you know, rolling with these cats. Some of the cats that got the biggest bang with Meth and Red, and I don't know why. But they had the hotel lobbies packed with females. I'm like just trying to get in to get to my room and take our swag upstairs and everything. But the thing about it is, you know, they doing it. They weren't doing it for clicks. They were doing it for something else. Maybe for clout. Yeah, I was with them. They were doing it for clout. But hey, they were doing it for swag. Like, yeah, I think some t-shirts in the box. Mm-hmm. So, you know, man, come on, man. Especially and especially in the 60s, when they didn't have AIDS and a lot of these, you know, sexually transmitted diseases really, you know, like they are and were in the 90s and the 2000s when we was out there doing it. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, man, come on, man. We already know how y'all get down. So it's like y'all trying to hang them.
Yeah. The thing is, man, is that like, you know, another thing is like, you know, on a personal level, I can see Bill Cosby being me or anybody else. And I ain't never, ever consumed Spanish fly or given anybody any Spanish fly. But, you know, I have given women drinks in hopes of her being a little loose so I could get a little boost. You know what I'm saying? We could have a little fun, and they willingly had the drinks. You know what I'm saying? Now, what about me? You know, I get a little tipsy. You know what I'm saying? When we have sex, do I get to call I was raped? Say I you know, all these years. You know, like I'm not trying to make fun of the situation, man. But I'm just saying that a lot of this stuff, you know, I mean, it could go either way, right? And I'm just saying, man, like I just feel like the dude. I feel like this could happen to anybody. This could easily happen to me and anybody else. So when I see them attacking Bill, I see how easy it is that they could do it to Bill, they could do it to me, they could do it to you, they could do it to the very person that's being super critical of Bill right now. And I'm telling you, it's enough people out there where the odds say it is going to happen to somebody who has been persecuting Bill. Somebody gonna get it. It's gonna happen to them directly, or it's gonna happen to somebody in their family, just like the dude in Texas who got shot by the police, the black dude who was trying to defend the white girl who her white boyfriend was jumping on her, and the black dude tried to defend him. The black dude tried to defend her honor, and the police rolled up while the black dude was on top and just started shooting and killed the black dude. And the white dude got, and then it came out that the black dude was pro cop, and he had been putting out stuff.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
He had been putting out anti-BLM stuff and anti, you know, black folks this, and talking about how, you know, ain't no racism and we overplaying it and all that stuff. And he got his wake-up call, and really, he took a dirt nap on the wake-up call. You dig? And this is the type of stuff that happens. So I can see this happening to somebody that I love, or this happening to me personally. So we gotta kind of defend these type of situations when there's injustice like that. You mean to tell me that y'all okay? Let's say we don't know if he did it or not, or maybe the jury is still out. Y'all really are okay with the DA suppressing evidence or making up shit, and you really okay with people getting on the stand lying because you hate Bill Cosby that much? You don't care what happens as long as he go to jail? Come on, man, that ain't cool. Appreciate you, Don P.
Right on, Willie.
Yeah, fam. This all I'm saying, fam. I'm not saying I agree or disagree with anybody's position as far as like if they feel like Bill is guilty or not. Like everybody got their own, you know, thoughts. You know, everybody got their own opinions or whatever, and it's to be respected. But don't try to force your shit on me just because you feel a certain way. You think I'm supposed to feel that way, and if I don't feel that way, just like these people who think they got the Democratic vote on lock. They got black folks on lock. These Democrats who feel like they got the black people on lock no matter what. If we disagree with something they say, they're going to come chastise us. They're going to chastise us, and they're going to sick Micah Dice on us. What's his name? Michael Dyson, whatever his name. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You're going to sick somebody on us. If we don't agree with y'all, we don't go along with y'all program, y'all going to sick us. Y'all going to turn the dogs loose. Turn the gatekeepers loose on us. Man, y'all better kick rocks. Come on with it, sucker. Dyson, Michael Dyson. He got an initial in his name. What's up, Mr. Lawrence? Long time no see. Buck Horse. Charlena. What it do? Michael Eric Dyson. Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's him. Here we got a brother right here say, Craig say, I went to jail for a crime I did not commit, and a sheriff told me 2 weeks before they did it that they were going to do it. They even had witnesses with signed statements to a crime I didn't commit, and I went to jail, sat down for 4 months with a misdemeanor because I didn't want to fight a felony, which was a setup. Never in my life have I beat someone up and called the ambulance and stayed with the person to make sure they were okay. This happens all the time, fam, every day. So this is why, and me and my sister, boy, we had a passionate argument. It was an argument. Yeah, it really wasn't a debate. It was an argument. We were arguing. We were actually arguing, and she was like, yeah, well, I think he did it. And yeah. And I'm like, well, that's your prerogative. If that's what you want to think. But I wouldn't go around saying I think somebody raped somebody, because that's a serious allegation. And it may not sound so serious to you because, it's not your image. You're not likely to ever be accused of rape if you're a female. So, it may not be such a serious thing to you. And maybe if you want a male and you do everything the perfect way and you ain't never been in no trouble and you ain't gonna get in no trouble in life and you ain't gonna never do nothing wrong, then, maybe it's easy for you to say something like that. But for somebody like me who come from the hood, who know what the police is capable of doing, what the judicial system is capable of doing, how they're capable of railroading people, and black people ain't the only ones who get railroaded. I know stories of white dudes and, many, many, many Mexican dudes who've been railroaded by the police. So let's get that straight too. Like these, you're talking about human beings who got their own convictions, own biases, own prejudices. So if they encounter somebody that they don't like, or they encounter somebody that they can take advantage of, they can get a chance to get some free money or some free dope. I'm not saying all of them will, but some of them take that chance. I won't even say a chance. I'll say an opportunity, because it ain't really a chance with them. They get away with so much. Danny Jones, what up? Melinda Suzanne. What's up, Aaron? Victoria Alvin. Don said, so Mr. Cosby didn't drug any women to have his way, asking. I don't know. Just like you don't know, I don't know. It's all a matter of opinion. We don't know. That's why I wouldn't, accusing somebody of rape. That's a very, very serious allegation. And for most men, that's the last type of act they would want on their record. Any honorable man wouldn't want that on his record. So to accuse somebody of something like that, especially without a single shred of evidence, all you going by is what you think. Ooh, she's crying. I believe her. Ooh, she's very emotional. Why would she make that up? I believe her. She got money. I would believe her. Well, I believe her. That's a serious allegation, man. And I think that if you don't know, you shouldn't be out publicly making these type of statements. You shouldn't jump on the internet and just accuse somebody of being a rapist and you ain't got no evidence. You ain't got no proof. All you got is a hunch, an idea, a guess. That ain't cool, man. I mean, like I know some of y'all think y'all perfect. It can never happen to you, but what if it happened to you? What if it happened to your son? What if? Usually people who have that end all be all, usually people who have that mentality, they got to get that wake up call. And it always happens. It always comes full circle. Then they be like, man, I never thought I'd be going through something like this. I never thought it would happen to me or anybody in my life. I never thought. Yeah. All you got to do is keep waking up. You're going to see. You will see. I would not go around accusing people of stuff like that, if without any proof. Also, you can get hurt doing stuff like that too. You can get severely hurt doing that type of thing. Because once you put something out there on somebody like that, you can't take it back. It's out there. And now people are out there thinking, well, I don't know. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. Now people are looking at that person forever in a particular manner. That ain't cool. Not cool at all. That's why I believe anybody who's falsely accused, they should fight to clear their name and they should go hard. They should do everything in the book, throw everything they got at any accuser. Throw everything they got. They should not take that lightly whatsoever. And I think that you can go hard at a liar while at the same time continuing to support real victims of sexual assault. Mike L. What's up, Mike L? Mark Scott. It reads Mercury. And keep in mind too, fam, Bill Cosby really didn't have to drug nobody. Think about what I'm saying. Like, it's so many women in Hollywood that will just, okay, here you go. They know it's a gamble to get the role. They may get the role, they may not. They may get some access, they may not. They may get an introduction, may not. They ain't, this casting couch thing, they didn't just come up with this out of thin air. It's real. And sometimes you have people who are willing participants. I would dare say you have more women who are willing participants, not just women, men too. More people who are willing participants than who are not. I think that was Alpha Love, you said that we all got to be accountable for our actions. Everybody got to be accountable for their actions. Who is that? Is that Taylor Nubia? Bodun wins. Dallas in the building. We'll send a few more shout outs, fam, and I'm gonna shut it down. Janesta Coleman stepping in. Tanya M. Shamika. Amber B. Who is that? Layla Berry? Or is that Lala? Is that Lala or Layla? Layla. I'm going with Layla since it's not capital. It's not two capital L's. Layla Berry. Deacon Mock. Says Snooky Bay. What up? What's up, Mike L? All right, fam. That's my time. Y'all continue to enjoy the rest of your evening or morning, wherever you are in the world. Until next time, fam. No more talk.